beat, babe. If you wanna see, mate. If I got the time, you get an evening on the weekday. What you wanna be? What you wanna be? What you wanna be?
So how did you come up with the concept for your latest project, Not So Full Bloom?
Well, I've always really enjoyed flower imagery and rose imagery and, you know, the saying rose in the concrete. So I did want to incorporate that in some way, but I didn't feel I was there yet. I felt like I was trying to bloom, but I felt like there was still a lot going on. And though I felt like I am kind of a rose in the concrete, I didn't feel I had like blossomed the way I should have yet. So I still felt like I had a ways to go. So I didn't want to say that if that wasn't where I was yet. So I'm there, but I'm not. That's what I was kind of going for. And I felt like I wanted to incorporate bloom in some way because I do feel like I'm blooming, but I'm not where I want to be yet. So it was like not so there. I'm there, but not yet. That kind of gave me like kind of something to run with as a concept for the whole project.
Mm-hmm. And so I know that this project was a year in the making for you.
Yes.
So could you tell us about that process, that time, and how you sort of changed and evolved and how that affected your project?
Well, it was a very fragmented process. I felt like I would make strides with writing and recording, and I would have these ideas for songs, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is great, this is amazing, I have to put this out, I love this. And then I felt like things would happen in my real life and like my personal life, and then I would fall off. And it was very irritating, it was frustrating, and so it was very chopped up, and I really was like here, and then I wasn't, and so it was this kind of leaving something and coming back to it, leaving and coming back to it, and just like this constant, like this struggle to get it done. So that's why it really took a year. And I also felt that it just was not getting to where I wanted it to get. I felt like maybe I had unrealistic expectations in the time that I had. And then I was like, okay, now this is just dragging on. Like I'm trying to get this done. I have good reasons here. I have a good, you know, a good idea. I have a good concept. But I think after a while you have to say, okay, you know what, this is what it is, this is what it has to be right now, and we either go forward with this or we're just waiting for nothing. So I felt like I really had to just get to a point with myself where I was like, okay, yeah, now this is like a year in the making, okay, now we gotta finish this up, like this is too much. So that's how I felt. I felt it was finally time to get it out, and I said again, I wasn't fully ready to bloom, but that's okay. And if that's what the project means, then why does it have to be this super perfect, you know, representation of me? That's not what it's supposed to be. That's not what the title's about. That's not what the music is about. So I had to come to terms with the fact that it's okay for it to be imperfect and that people would still be able to enjoy it that way.
And is that where the title of your project comes in? Was it always that from the beginning, or because you had to go through this whole process, did it become that at the end and it just made sense for it to be called that?
I think maybe the definition changed. I think at the beginning it was like this idea, like maybe I'm not there career-wise, or maybe I'm not there, you know, lyrically. And then I think as I started going through things, like you said, I think at that point I was like, oh, okay, well, now it's more about trying to bloom and overcome adversity as opposed to overcome a personal struggle or a career aspiration. Now it's like, okay, no, I'm just really trying to get out of these like horrible experiences that I'm going through, this gaslighting, this manipulation, the control, and just how that was really affecting me. That's what I was trying to overcoming my writer's block, overcoming the stress of it all, and still being able to put out a project in spite of everything I was going through. So I think, yeah, over time, it almost like it kind of transformed a bit into something that was kind of like, oh, this is a great idea, this is a good kind of concept, to, no, this is like my real life, and this is like my real situation, and I'm really trying to bloom and come up out of all the stuff that I'm going through.
That's great.